What is happening, everybody? Mattmade here. Been playing Dragon's Crown Pro for a while now and want to give my review on the game. Dragon's Crown Pro is a 2D side-scrolling action game that has been developed by Atlas. The game was initially released for the PS3 and the Vita, you know, this thing, way back in 2013 and has recently been ported to the PS4. Dragon's Crown takes place in a land of fantasy. When you start the game, you have a selection between 5 classes. You have your sorceress, your wizard, the Amazon, archer, and the dwarf. Each has their own unique playstyle and approach to combat. For instance, the sorceress can take bones found within the dungeons and turn them to allies to fight with you, while the wizard can do the same, but with wooden chests and wooden things. Each class is really interesting and unique. The gameplay is simple and straightforward. You have your basic attack, a dodge, a jump, and a heavy attack that has a cooldown. Aside from that, you have skills that you can get through experience points. And the way you get experience points is either through leveling or doing quests. There are 2 kinds of skills: character-specific skills that can either buff or give you more moves, and common skills that are the same for each class, such as health upgrades and points for picking up treasure. On top of which, you can level up the skills so that they're even more powerful and effective. I really enjoyed playing the Amazon and her Berserker skill that makes you not only faster, but do more damage after a certain number of hits you deal out. She feels like the buster of the classes, and you really feel powerful while playing her. There are various types of enemies in Dragon's Crown, from goblins to wasps to even fungi. They're all unique and they all attack in vastly different ways. For instance, when fighting the wasps, they have a nest, and they'll spawn from the nest until it's destroyed. And as for the goblins, they attack in various different ways and may have a weapon on you that you can pick up and use after you kill them. Aside from the standard enemies, you also have your bosses, as with all dungeon crawlers. These bosses are usually fairly large and quite powerful. Not only are they powerful, but their attacks are really fast and can come from unexpected angles sometimes. Take the Medusa boss, for example. That boss was really odd to fight because if you got caught by her stare, you'd be petrified, and then depending on your level, she could kill you with a few of her random laser attacks. The bosses overall are fun, and each has a nice lead up to it with a narrator explaining what they are and why they are there. While going through the dungeons, you'll encounter chests and hidden passages, most of which will contain weapons that you can appraise at the end of the dungeon and treasure that adds to your score. In order to pick up the treasures, you just walk over them and you automatically pick them up. Also, if there's treasure hidden in the walls, it's indicated by a shine. You can use this pointer that you have that you use with the right stick in order to scroll over them and knock them down. In Dragon's Crown, you can have up to 4 allies with you. As you explore dungeons, you'll come across bones that you can collect and then take back to the church to be either buried or resurrected. If you choose to resurrect them, then they can be added to your party by going to the tavern and selecting. The allies resurrected will be at a set level and won't gain any experience points or level up with you. In order to get a stronger ally of that type, or stronger allies in general, you'll have to find more bones that are of a higher level character. Also, the resurrected character comes with set equipment and skills, so you have to decide what skills you would like out of your ally that you pick up. If you do bury them though, there is a chance you may get an item. It's a very small chance, and playing the game, I've only gotten 1 or 2 items after burying a few dozen of them. Along with your 4 allies, there is a rogue. He's there to open chests and lock doors that you may come across or you will come across in the game. He'll also pick up treasure as he goes, and whether the loot he picks up adds to your score or if he just pockets it, I've yet to determine. I usually just pick up everything before he has a chance to and try to leave him with nothing. The doors that he unlocks either lead to another area where there's more treasure or with chests that contain weapons. So it's really helpful, and it's really in your best interest to open up any doors that may be locked and see what's inside. There's also a fairy that accompanies you and allows you to use the runes. Runes are really helpful because depending on the runes you use and the runes you have on you, you can do things like bring golems to life, to fight with you, or even make yourself and allies invincible for a short period of time. Other than that, I find her a bit annoying and distracting while fighting. I'd hate to say it, but again, this is a really good instance of a character just kind of reminding me of Navi. Somewhat being helpful, but not at all. As for the graphics, while things look vibrant and colorful, I find the design really odd. The landscapes look gorgeous in this, and it really makes you feel like this is an otherworldly place. The towers and backdrops make it seem like the world has history and it's either trying to recover from ruin or on its way there. The overworld map looks fantastic, and even the skill cards are really cool looking and very different. Even the characters are bright, big, and have movements to simulate breathing or swaying. And I found this was a great visual upgrade from the original on the PS3. The only odd thing about the graphics is I feel some of the angles are a bit off and a bit odd to me, but I guess that's just the artists and whoever the designer, how they wanted to do it. Now for the big hurdle that most players may face: the design of the characters. The characters have odd proportions to them, like really, really weird. Most notably and probably the most known is the sorceress. She has a very, very large breasts. Like, this is dumb. And while everyone does indeed like them, I found myself wondering how in the name of Miyamoto does she run or fight with those things? Like, really? Then there's the Amazon with her large and somewhat polygonal butt. It's just things in this game just seem odd proportions, and it's not always for the better. The males in this game are all super buff and look like they just skipped out on leg day every single time. It's a bit off-putting and may deter some players from playing an otherwise really enjoyable game. This just doesn't go for the playable characters, however. A lot of NPCs that you encounter are much the same way, especially the women. It's odd and makes me wonder what player base the devs were targeting. At one point, there was a female warrior or monk or whatever the heck she was who got injured, and she was just splayed out in a provocative position for some odd reason. Then, on another dungeon, there was a mermaid whose body was just off. I mean, you see mermaids, they're like top half person, bottom half fish. This one was like 70% human, 30% fish. It was weird. The most normally proportioned character in the entire game to me is the archer, which is a relief, but I'm kinda worried that they put her in like that just for a trope or something. Aside from the graphics, another issue I found with the game was that you had to play up to a certain point in order to do co-op, which I have no problem with if the game allows you to play online after a few missions. However, it forces you to go through quite a lot of the story in order to finally unlock the online area. Once you do unlock that online area, you can join friends or randoms in order to beat dungeons and continue the story, or to grind harder dungeons. The final gripe that I had with this game was about the computer allies. After every dungeon, you had to re-add them to your party in order to get ready for the next dungeon. If you did not do so, then any of the allies you have resurrected could join you in any dungeon, which could lead to you being in a level 20 or 27 dungeon and having a level 13 ally join and pretty much get wiped instantly. Overall, this is a solid port of a great game. If you're into side-scroller beat-em-up style games and don't mind the art style, then I would highly recommend Dragon's Crown Pro. Whether it's on PS4, the Vita, it's a solid game and you're sure to have fun. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Have you seen Dragon's Crown before? Did you play the original? Let me know your thoughts on the game. And don't forget, if you like weekly reviews and daily Let's Plays, consider striking that subscribe button. This is Mattmade, and I will see you guys next week.